Chicago Cubs and defeated them by a score of 4-2 in the bottom of the first inning. Luis Gonzalez doubled over the head of George Bell. This knocked in Steve Finley and Ken Caminetti. RBIs 11 and 12 for Gonzalez this season, and the Astros led 2-0. Then, at the top of the second inning, the Cubs got back a run when Damon Berryhill connected for a solo home run to right center field off Houston starter Pete Harnisch. And the lead was cut to 2-1. It was Berryhill's second home run this season. Then, in the bottom of the third, the Astros came back with 2 runs. First, it was Luis Gonzalez again. This time, he tripled high off the wall in right field, just missing a home run. This knocked in Craig Biggio away from first base, and the Astros led 3-1. It was Gonzalez's third RBI of the game and his 13th of the season. The next batter was Jeff Bagwell, and Bagwell knocked in Gonzalez with a single just in front of Jerome Walton in center field. His 12th RBI of the year, and the Astros led 4-1 in the bottom of the third inning. The Astros went on to win by a score of 4-2 behind some fine pitching by Pete Harnisch, who allowed 2 runs, 6 hits over 7 innings. And here back in the top of the second inning, he struck out Gary Scott. Moving to the bottom of the 8th inning, fine play by Ryan Sandberg, showing some fine range throughout Ken Caminetti, 4-3. Nice play by the perennial Gold Glove second baseman Ryan Sandberg. Moving to the top of the 9th inning, Curt Schilling picked up his 5th save of the season when Hector Villanueva flew out to deep right center field to end the game. The Astros won 4-2. Pete Harnisch got the win. He's 2-1. Sean Bosky, the Cubs starter, got the loss. He's 2-3. And once again, Schilling picked up his 5th save of the season as the Astros won 4-2 over Chicago.
It's the Atlanta Braves taking on Joe Torre and the St. Louis Cardinals. And in the bottom of the first inning, the slumping Ron Gant will connect for his second home run of the season. RBIs number 8 and 9. Otis Nixon scores ahead of him, and the Braves have a 2-0 lead. Going now to the bottom of the third inning, it's Ron Gant once again with Otis Nixon on third base. Gant with the double to left field off the wall. Otis Nixon comes in to score. Ron Gant on base with a double, and this made the score 3-0 Atlanta. After a Sid Bream RBI groundout made it 4-0, we go now to the top of the fourth inning. Bernard Gilkey will hit this home run, his second of the season, RBI number 8, just over the left field wall. This made the score 4-1 Atlanta. Meanwhile, before that mistake, Tom Glavine pitching a beauty of a ball game. He goes 7 innings, although he worked as slow as molasses. Here is striking out Felix Jose in the top of the fourth inning. In the bottom of the fourth inning, it's Greg Olson here. He will connect for his first home run of the season, RBI number 4, and the Braves led it 5-1. With the Braves leading at 6-1, the massacre occurred in the bottom of the 7th inning. Here, Dave Justice with this RBI single to left field. Ron Gant will come in to score, and the Braves lead it 7-1. Then it is Sid Bream. He comes up with the base hit up the middle. This will score Mark Lemke. For Bream, it's his 16th run batted in, and the Braves lead is 8-1. Next up, Greg Olson, single to left field. Coming around to score is Dave Justice. This makes the score 9-1 Atlanta. For Olson, RBI number 5. Then Rafael Belliard with the single to right center field. Coming in to score will be Sid Bream, and the Braves lead it 10-1. Then a new pitcher, Mike Perez. That makes no difference. Francisco Cabrera with a double off the left field wall. Greg Olson and Rafael Belliard score, making it 12-1 Atlanta. The Braves go on to win it 17-1. And in the bottom of the 8th inning, Jose Oquendo would come in to pitch. He would give up 3 runs, but the big story would be him getting Deion Sanders looking at a called third strike. Once again, the final score, the Braves 17, the Cardinals 1. The Padres leading 1-0 on a Tony Gwynn RBI groundout. It is Fred McGriff with this double off the right field wall. Coming in to score will be Tony Fernandez, and the Padres lead it 2-0. For McGriff, it's his 17th run batted in. He now has a 13-game hitting streak. Now in the top of the second inning, it's Darren Jackson with this great diving catch to rob Dickie Thon of extra bases. Going now to the top of the fourth inning, Padres still lead it 2-0. It's Charlie Hayes with this double right on the chalk. Coming in to score will be Dale Murphy, and this makes the score 2-1 Padres. It stayed that way till the top of the 6th inning. Ricky Jordan now playing first base since the outfield was realigned since Lenny Dykstra is not playing. Ricky Jordan comes through with this grand slam home run off of Andy Bennis. In to score Morandini, Kruk, and Dale Murphy. For Ricky Jordan, it's his second home run of the season, second career grand slam. The Phillies take a 5-2 lead. Meanwhile, the story of the night for the Phillies was Danny Cox. Here striking out Mike Aldrete in the bottom of the 6th inning. Cox would get his first victory since July 21st, 1988. Roger McDowell came in and pitched 3 innings of no-hit relief. Here getting Gary Templeton to ground into a game-ending double play. The Phillies win this game 5-2. Cox the winner, 1-1. Bennis the loser. He's 0-4. He hasn't won since last August. McDowell gets his second save.
David Cone made the start for the Mets and allowed only 1 run on 7 hits over 7 innings. He struck out the side in the top half of the first, and there he got his former teammate Darryl Strawberry. In the bottom of the first inning with 2 outs, the Mets take a 1-0 lead. Howard Johnson with the ground rule double to left field. The ball just fair. This comes off Ramon Martinez. Dave Magadan scores to make it 1-0 Mets. For Johnson, it's his 20th RBI of the year. David Cone changed his number from 44 to 17 in honor of this Met, Keith Hernandez, former number 17 on the New York Mets. He's now a member of the Cleveland Indians. And in the top of the 4th with 2 outs, Eddie Murray with the bloop single to left field, Howard Johnson style. Juan Samuel scores to tie the game up at 1. RBI number 9 on the season for Eddie Murray. In the bottom of the 4th inning, a man on second base, Ramon Martinez, will strike out Darryl Boston of the New York Mets. Martinez won his 4th straight start, allowing only an unearned run on 4 hits while walking 2 batters and striking out 6 in 7 innings. Martinez has allowed only 2 runs, 1 earned. In his last 34 innings, he improved to 5-1 with the win. In the bottom of the 5th, we'll see a great catch by Los Angeles' Brett Butler. Butler makes the catch as he trips on Chris Donnell's fly ball to left center field. Mackie Sasser makes his way to third base, but a great catch there by Brett Butler for the Los Angeles Dodgers. And here's one more look at it. Butler tripping and making the catch on Donnell's fly ball. In the top of the 8th with 1 out, Juan Samuel at the plate for L.A. He hits a ground ball single to left field off Doug Simons, who's on in relief for the Mets. Alfredo Griffin scores, and Stan Javier slides home safely ahead of Kevin McReynolds' throw. 3-1 L.A. RBIs 20 and 21 on the season for Samuel. And that would be all the Dodgers would need as Jay Howell came on to pick up his 3rd save of the year. He strikes out Darryl Boston to end the game. The Dodgers take it by the final of 3-1. Doug Simons takes the loss. He falls to 1-2.
It's Ken Griffey Jr. here with this long double off the right field wall. Coming in to score will be Harold Reynolds, and Seattle leads it 1-0. For Ken Griffey Jr., it's RBI number 11. Later on in the 1st inning, it's Pete O'Brien here with the ground out to Chris James. In to score will be Ken Griffey Jr. on the force out at second base, and Seattle takes a 2-0 lead. The Mariners gunning for more here in the 1st inning, but Omar Vizquel's line drive is snared by Chris James, and the Mariners led it 2-0 at the end of 1 inning. Going now to the top of the 5th inning with the score still 2-0 Seattle. Bo Allred here with this blast to center field. Ken Griffey Jr. camps under it. Tagging up to score will be Mike Huff, and it is a 2-1 baseball game. Going now to the bottom of the 7th inning, Ken Griffey Sr. comes up, and he will connect on a sacrifice fly to center field. Harold Reynolds will come in to score on the play. For Ken Griffey Sr., RBI number 3 on the season, and Seattle increases their lead to 3-1. Going now to the bottom of the 7th inning, Edgar Martinez will come up, and he will connect off Charles Nagy with a long home run to left field. This makes the score 5-1 Seattle. For Edgar, it's his 3rd home run of the season, RBIs number 4 and 5. And Ken Griffey Jr. scored ahead of him. Going now to the top of the 8th inning, it's Bo Allred here connecting off of reliever Bill Swift. For Allred, it's his 2nd home run of the season, RBI number 6. Allred also has an 8-game hitting streak now, and the Indians cut the lead to 5-2. But the Mariners will get that run back in the bottom of the 8th inning. Hal Reynolds with this double down the left field line. Bo Allred had problems with it. Coming around to score from first base will be Dave Valley. This will make the score 6-2 Seattle. Bill Swift came in relief in the 7th inning. He pitches the last 3 innings. Here getting Mike Huff to ground to short to end the ball game. The Mariners win it 6-2. Holman the winner 3-3. Nagy the loss 1-2. Swift his 2nd save. And the Mariners sweep the Indians.
took on the California Angels, and in the bottom of the second inning with 2 outs, Scott Sanderson with the wild pitch in the dirt. It gets by Matt Noakes. Junior Felix scores. He also upends Sanderson. The Angels have a 2-0 lead. We remain in the bottom of the second inning. Dave Winfield at the plate, and the former Yankee with the broken bat single to right field. Luis Polonia scores to make it 3-0 California. For Winfield, it's his 18th RBI of the season. The Angels with a 3-0 lead, but that was not enough. For in the top of the third inning with 1 out, the Yankees bring out the big bats. Roberto Kelly with the 2-run home run to center field off Kirk McCaskill. Came with Randy Velarde on board, his 4th home run of the year to make it 3-2 California. RBIs 15 and 16 for Kelly. In the top of the third, still with 2 outs now, Mel Hall at the plate. He takes the first pitch he sees from McCaskill over the center field wall for a 3-run home run, his 2nd of the year. Don Mattingly and Kevin Massa on board to make it 5-3 Yankees. RBIs 10, 11, and 12 for Hall. In the top of the 5th with 2 outs, the Yankees take a 6-3 lead. Kevin Massa at the plate for New York, and he'll hit a double into the right field corner off of Scott Bales, who's on the mound now for the California Angels. Don Mattingly chugging around the bases. He'll make the headfirst slide into home plate. He slides safely under Parrish's tag to make it 6-3 New York. RBI number 12 on the season for Moss. Here's a couple of looks at this great slide by Don Mattingly. He slides under Parrish's tag and tags home plate to give the Yankees a 6-3 lead. One more look at Mattingly's slide home as he beats Parrish's tag. The Yankees with a 6-3 lead. In the top of the 8th, the bases loaded, nobody out. Jesse Barfield at the plate for New York. He'll hit a double to left field off Mark Eichhorn. Kevin Moss and Mel Hall score to make it 9-4 New York. RBIs 11 and 12 for Barfield, 9-4 Yankees.
Chicago, the White Sox took on the Milwaukee Brewers, and Bob Bucher pitched batting practice to the Brewers prior to the game. And the Cheeseheads made the trip from Milwaukee despite the inclement weather. In the bottom of the 4th inning with no score, Sammy Sosa gave Chicago the lead as he lined a single up the middle, knocking in Carlton Fisk from second base. And the White Sox led 1-0 on Sosa's 10th RBI this season. In the top of the 7th inning, Milwaukee tied up the game when Greg Vaughn blasted a solo home run to left field off Chicago starter Jack McDowell, and the game was tied at 1. For Vaughn, it was his 7th home run and 17th RBI, and he extended his hitting streak to 13 straight games. And here's another look of the home run swing of Greg Vaughn. On the top of the 9th inning, McDowell got his revenge as he struck out Vaughn with some high heat. McDowell was the winner in this game as he raised his record to 5-2 this season. He allowed 1 run on 7 hits over 9 innings, but he had to wait until the bottom of the 9th inning to pick up the win. With the bases loaded, Ozzie Guillen lifted a sac fly, and pinch runner Joey Cora scored easily with the game's winning run. The White Sox won 2-1 on the sac fly in the bottom of the 9th inning. McDowell got the win, he's 5-2, and Milwaukee starter Jamie Navarro got the loss, he drops to 2-1. Once again, the White Sox 2-1 over Milwaukee.
Fenway Park, Roger Clemens allowed 4 hits and struck out 10 over 8 innings to become baseball's first 6-game winner as the Red Sox beat the Minnesota Twins 8-3. In the bottom of the 2nd inning with 2 outs, Wade Boggs with the ground ball single up the middle off of Jack Morris. Carlos Quintana scores to make it 1-0 Red Sox. RBI number 8 on the season for Boggs. Clemens, 6-0 now with the win, off to his best start since he won his first 14 decisions in 1986. He has yielded just 4 runs this season. He has an ERA of 0.73, and there in the top of the 3rd, he struck out Greg Gagne. Jack Morris got into some trouble with the walks in the bottom of the 3rd. He walked the bases loaded, and with 1 out, Tony Pena with the ground ball single to right field, Mike Greenwell and Tom Bernansky scoring to make it 3-0 Boston. RBI 7 and 8 on the season for Pena. And in the bottom of the 5th inning, with 2 outs, Jody Reed at the plate. He hits a drive into the left field corner that's just fair. And the Red Sox will take a 5-0 lead. Wade Boggs chugging around third base. He'll make it home. He gets hit with the ball and trips over home plate. Reed picking up his 4th RBI of the season. The Red Sox with a 5-0 lead after 5 innings of play. We'll take another look at Wade Boggs running home. The ball hitting him in the foot at home plate. He trips and falls, but he was okay, and the Red Sox had a 5-0 lead. Clemens reached the 10-strikeout plateau for the 44th time in his career. In the top of the 6th, he struck out the side, and there he got Chuck Knobloch to end the inning. Moved out to the top of the 7th with 2 outs. Brian Harper breaks up the shutout for Roger Clemens. He singles to right field. Kirby Puckett crosses the plate to make it 5-1 Boston. RBI number 13 on the season for Harper. Things just not going well tonight for the Minnesota Twins, and in the bottom of the 7th, Mike Pagliarulo has the ground ball by Tony Pena go off his chest. The throw to first base is no good. Pena went to second, and Carlos Quintana made his way to third base. A bases-loaded walk made it 6-1 Boston, and then it's Jody Reed with a double down the left field line. Luis Rivera and Tony Pena scoring. This comes off Carl Willis. It's 8-1 Red Sox. RBIs 5 and 6 for Reed. Red Sox take it by the final of 8-3. Roger Clemens